right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, the IHFF, Amateur Mr. Olympia, was held this weekend, and the results of that show was another brand new IFBB Pro. So I wanted to start out this video, and this was by popular demand, by fan request. I don't think I've ever had so many requests to include something in a video, so I definitely listened to you guys. Sunit Jadhav got his IFBB Pro card today, and he is arguably the best, if not one of the best, bodybuilders from India. And we actually did a video about Sunit 2 years ago on this channel, and we included him in that video and titled it The Best Bodybuilder in India. So he's been kind of on the radar for a while, but now he is officially in the IFBB after winning this Olympia Amateur. So very, very cool to see. And again, that is this IFBB. So we could see him compete on a pro stage here like the Olympia, like the Arnold Classic. I think in all likelihood, I'm not exactly sure what his exact weight is. I think likely he would start out competing in 212 rather than men's open bodybuilding. When I look at his physique, it really reminds me a lot of Hadi Chupin. He's definitely a shorter guy, but from a conditioning standpoint and really a midsection standpoint, he's got these really pronounced, really defined abs. Abs and serratus and obliques are all really chiseled when he comes in condition, like just really similar to Hadi Chupin. And the crazy thing is, he's also sponsored by Evogen Nutrition. Now, I'm not entirely sure if Hani Rambod completely coaches him or not. Obviously, Hani Rambod is the same guy that is coaching Hadi Chupin. But certainly from a conditioning standpoint, a structure standpoint, the abs, I see a lot of similarities between Sunit and Hadi. And it would be cool to see them on stage next to each other one day because I think they are very similar. But again, I do think Hadi Chupin is carries significantly more muscle mass at this point. But again, just wanted to include that in this video. First thing, congratulations to Sunit Jadhav, probably the best bodybuilder from India right now. And if you guys want to see more coverage of Indian bodybuilding, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you let me know in the comment section down below. Make your voices heard because I saw a ton of messages and a ton of comments about this, and it made it into the video because of that. Now, next up in the news, here's the part that a lot of you guys probably clicked this video to see. The 2021 Toronto Pro Prejudging for Men's Open Bodybuilding just wrapped up. And yes, again, this is going to be a qualifier for the Olympia. So whoever wins is going to be going to the 2022 Mr. Olympia. Now, based on what I saw at Prejudging, it looks like this show is going to be between Quint Beastwood, Quentin Araya, and Joel Thomas. They did a call out of just the two of them. So it looks like that, those are the two guys that they're really looking at. So to me, this could go either way. This is a very apples and oranges kind of comparison because you've got Quint Beastwood, who is a taller, more aesthetic guy. He's got a little bit more flow and a little bit better lines to him. Joel Thomas is a shorter guy, but he's a little bit more densely muscled. He's got a little bit more muscle maturity from what it looks like to me than Quint. So really, like I said, I think it could go either way because you got such two very different physiques that are clearly being compared for 1 and 2 here. Now, based on what I've seen, I would go with Quint Beastwood for the win. It looks to me like his conditioning was tighter than Joel's, especially if you look at his legs. I mean, you can see a significant amount of definition and really good separation in his legs. His back is crazy, crazy width. I think the safe bet here would be that Quint is going to win this thing. And we are going to have the results later on this afternoon. I believe it's going to be in about 3 hours, 3 or 4 more hours, we're going to have the results. Stanimal was also in that first call out too. I think Stanimal will probably be in the 4th place spot, 3rd or 4th. But I actually was able to get this kind of behind the scenes backstage video right after Quentin stepped off stage, and I want to thank my buddy Richie here. Again, his username on Instagram is RichBody. He was kind of my boots on the ground dude at this show, so I really appreciate his help getting some of these videos and photos. So there's Quentin backstage. I have a feeling he's going to be the winner of this show. He's going to get that Olympia qualification, and we're going to get to see something different on the Men's Open Olympia stage. Like I said, that's kind of the thing that I like about his physique so much, is that he really brings a really, again, he's a much taller guy. He's like 6'2". He's very aesthetic. He's just not your typical Men's Open guy, and that's why, to me, it's so fun to see him compete and do well, because it's just such a different thing to see in Men's Open bodybuilding, where generally shorter, heavier muscled guys seem to be at the top of the heap. I just think he looked really good here. I think he's probably going to pick up the win in the Olympia qualification. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, because here is your top 2 comparison video. That's Joel Thomas on the right and Quentin Beastwood on the left. Who do you guys think is going to win based on this top 2 right here? And of course, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned, because I'm also going to have the full results for you guys on this channel as well when the Toronto Pro Finals are over. Now, next up in the news, also related to that amateur Mr. Olympia event, Big Ramy did another guest posing over there. And I wanted to include that in this video because it seemed like last year, after Big Ramy won the title, we really didn't see a whole lot from Big Ramy in terms of really much of anything. Whether it was posting on social media or making very many public appearances at expos such as this, it seemed like we didn't really see much from him. But this year, ever since he won the Olympia, it seems like he's been going the extra mile to do these guest posings, to do these events, to do these public appearances. I think this is like the 3rd guest posing that Ramy's done this year since he's won. So I just wanted to give a little props here to Big Ramy for making this. I mean, this is a really big expo. It looks like there's a ton of people there. I saw Dexter Jackson's there. Pretty much everybody who's anybody is there right now. But I also want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I want to know your guys' premature predictions for next year's Mr. Olympia. Is Big Ramy going to three-peat in 2022? Or will we have a new Mr. Olympia champion next year? Or maybe Brandon Curry gets the 2-peat. Maybe Hadi Chupin finally takes the title. I know it seems like it's a ways away, and it is. But man, it's gonna be here before we know it. The Arnold Classic is right around the corner, and then after that, I'm sure the Olympia will be here faster than we even realize. So. Now, I also wanted to mention, because I thought this was pretty cool, so the guy that we talked about yesterday, Steven Didashek, who earned his pro card at the Toronto Pro qualifiers, he actually turned around and came the next day to compete in the 212 pro category with his brand new pro card, and he was in the first call-out, and they were actually keeping him relatively close to the center of that call-out. I think it looks like he will be top 3, maybe 4th. It's hard to say based on the pictures that I've seen and where they had him in those callouts. It looks like maybe in that 4th place spot, which would be pretty damn impressive for a guy to turn around after earning his pro card, going immediately to the pro stage the next day. The fact that he's in the first call, it's pretty impressive. But if he places and he gets a top 5 placing, that would be really, really cool. So shout out to Steven, shout out to everybody in this video. A really exciting weekend for bodybuilding. There was a lot of stuff going on. And of course, we've still got the final results coming up for the Toronto Pro, so stay tuned for that. I will be covering that later on the channel. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Right now, likes are more valuable than anything, so if you liked the video, make sure you like it. It's free, it's easy, but it helps me out a lot. And as always, subscribe if you have not subscribed already. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out.